You are about to watch a preview of a Sopography film, and if you would like to watch the full film and over 600 others, please head to www.sopography.co.uk and become a member.
Welcome to Catch a Carp. Give me a more perfect winter venue and I'll go to instead of here. Let's do this, let's get this party started. That is just deadly. Oh, it's only going up to 60 mile an hour today, Rich. Hang on. Look at that. That is a bite. Oh, it's a nice one. Very, very nice one. You know what? Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Couple of hours of the rods in the water, middle rod takes off, boom. One down, 89 to go. Over there, we've got what I think is the biggest one in the lake. Heron Lake, thank you. Welcome to Catch a Carp. This episode sees me at Heron Lake. It's in Chesham. There's two lakes on site. The one over the back there's got nearly a 60-pound common in called Kingfisher, I do believe. This is Heron. It's almost like a rent a lake scheme. It's got a lovely little hut, power, widescreen telly. The man behind the camera is going to be really, really spoilt this trip, and I'm going to be out in 90 mile an hour winds. I'm guessing it's probably 3 acres, 90 carp, but it isn't fishing very well. That's not an excuse before we get running, because if you know me, I will try my hardest and hopefully we'll bank a few. A lot of crayfish, there's a lot of little things to overcome in this water, but the head of fish, well worth coming here. And it give me a more perfect sort of winter venue and I'll go to instead of here, because it's lovely, it's beautiful, it's landscaped, you've got your lodge, as I say, we're powering. Probably find the swim I'm going to be fishing is right outside the lodge, so a little bit of TV, be watching this evening, why not? When in Rome. So I'm going to stop talking because I'm not going to catch them sitting here doing this. I'm going to catch them pushing that barrow around there. Roll with it. Right, I'm going to start or so. I'm going to set up because I mean the shape of this lake, you've got access to a lot of it from these two pegs. Certainly the deeper end. I'm going to act on Chris's advice because you'll be mental if you don't. We all know how to catch carp, but if you can get pointers from a fishery owner, you live on Mars if you don't take that advice. The advice he's given us is along the tree line on the far side, you've got slightly deeper water. Usually that's where the fish are this time of year, although with these massive southwesters that are coming, I might find them on the shallow bit, but we'll start on the areas that Chris has advised us to and we'll work from there. If you know me, I'm always moving the rods about. I annoy people because I'm so blooming active, but that's what we're going to do. I'm going to unload this, walk around the far side, just put a couple of handfuls of corn and maggot on the 3 areas that he's pointed out to me. Don't want to do too much. I'm not going to let around, because if they are packed in tightly in them little deeper bits, you're going to scatter them or put them right on edge. So the first thing I'll do, the first time they know there's a lead going in it, I'll have a little bit of bait attached to it. So barrow unloaded, wander around, stick some bait in. First impressions are what a lovely little place. Certainly for I don't know about fishing it this summer, but certainly for this time of year, you're never going to be too far away from the fish. So I absolutely love it. It's very nice. Listen, I'm gonna make myself look silly now and say, where can you go wrong? Time will tell. Right, 2 different areas. One imp corn, 12mm monster tiger nut, the other maggots. Reason being is, this time of year, one might produce, or the other one might produce. I can always add to them, can't take it out. So split the areas, right middle, maggots, left-hand rod, on my bucket of imp and corn, which incidentally is right here. So I'll whisper now and stick some in. I've erred on the side of caution, which is unlike me. I do like to use a fair bit of bait, but I've not been here before. There is a good head of fish. They haven't been moving them out much, I'm told, because there's been no anglers here to feed them. So I've gone in with half a dozen handfuls on each rod. I can always add it, I can't take it out. I'll go in there, it'll be easier. Ow, ow. Ordinarily in winter, if I take this winter as an example, I use a fair bit of bait because I'm a great believer in you get them feeding, you're going to catch them, which is an obvious thing to say, but if you keep them feeding, you're going to keep catching them. So I generally use a lot of bait, as I've done this winter. But the lake I'm on this winter has got a big head of big fish, and it's worked for me. Most lakes I go to, probably if I don't know them, I'd slow that down a little bit, but if you get them feeding, keep feeding them. My intention now is, because I've had my sausage sandwich, is each of these areas now I'm going to try and get away with one dry cast with just a lead, clip it, put it down, bump, 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 then I'll wrap them, then I'm going to write them down. Then we'll get on with the rig. So I want to try and do it with as least disturbance as possible, because there's not been a lot out as lately, and Chris said they are a bit spooky. So if I can manage it with one cast, then I shall do that. Mark them down, then we'll talk rigs.
Hopefully you enjoyed what you've just seen, and as I said at the start of this video, if you'd like to watch this film in its entirety, please head over to www.sapography.co.uk and join today.